Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Fabric Developer. But this week, MJ is not available, so I get to do this one all by myself. How lucky I am, and for you too. And this week's topic, we're going to cover a little bit about FabCon, but not the whole thing. There's one particular topic. But before we actually get into that, what is FabCon? So FabCon is Fabric Community Conference, right? So it's a once a year big event. It's big like the Microsoft Ignite, but focus is purely on FabCon. What's becoming a scene now is FabCon and SQLCon. So SQL conference is actually merging together into one big event. So this is everything about Microsoft data. You might have already seen a ton of them, the Fabric IQ, Ontology, etc., etc. But today we want to talk about one of the features, which is maps in Fabric or Fabric Maps. It has been in preview for a little while, and now it's finally generally available. What is interesting about Fabric Map is the fact that it's actually a standalone application now. It's no longer bundled into the Power BI dashboard. So it kind of throw all the limitations away, and the focus is if you want a map, here's the map. And you can obviously customize it in so many different ways, like how you will actually customize a Power BI report. One of the key concepts we want to show today is the different data inputs and also the layers within the data. So obviously from here, you can already see that in the maps, we have flight notes, we've got flight lines, flight status, and you could imagine that, well, this is probably a map around, flights in Australia. So the nodes are the key destinations. If I remove the flight lines, we can actually see the major cities, and we can then add the lines. So what's sitting behind the scene, if I actually convert into admin mode, you can actually see it's actually connecting to two main data sources. One is the lakehouse. I'm calling it the lakehouse geospatial. The other one is the event house. Let's look at the lakehouse first. There are files in the lakehouse. I've got the flight lines. I've got flight notes, and I can simply just show them on map, and that's what you're seeing here. These files are nothing special, really. These are just geospatial files. It's like a JSON structure specifically for geospatial data. Same as the flight paths. So these ones are relatively easy to understand. So one of the really cool thing about the map is the real-time capabilities. So here I'm actually connecting this to an event house. Geospatial, you can't see anything as yet because I haven't really started to trigger the backend. But what I want to show is this refresh settings. So I'm actually refreshing this map every 5 seconds. And you can probably imagine that what kind of capabilities this can actually unlock, right? So let's get the data feed started for the event house. Let's see some real data in action. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna run this stream flight updates data in the backend, and it will actually populate 5 records every second into the event house. So it's just a whole bunch of Python codes. So now let's get the code up and running. I'll just run this, the Python script, passing some of the parameters, hit run. So as I mentioned, this will actually generate 5 records per second into the event house that the map is actually connected to. And everything is going well. You can actually start to see the dots on here. And because of the fact that this is being refreshed every 5 seconds, you can actually see a lot of the movement. Obviously, the dots are jumping around because I'm just using sample data, but I hope you can actually get to see the capability that's enabled by the map. And as you can see here, the Fabric map is it's on its own, right? It's so different to Power BI dashboards. It's an app in its own right. You can customize this in so many different ways. You don't even have to use the world map. You can actually introduce customized mapped, and you can just imagine the amount of capabilities that this app can actually unlock for the operational team when connecting to real life data with IoT devices and sensor data and so on. So that's it for today. I hope you like the new content and format. Hopefully we'll get MJ back next week as well. We'll actually share some more exciting stuff from FabCon. So thank you and see you next time.